how is Singapore looking at Thailand? Thailand has just recently legalized the use of cannabis, including planting your own. Malaysia, we have
Um,
had this problem of people crossing over, and we're doing urine tests when they come back to Malaysia. How is Singapore looking at its policies towards this?
I think Thailand has decided, to go down this way. If you look at Singapore, our own policies are based on science and research. So if you look at the science and research, for example, cannabis, uh, it's clear that the use is both harmful and addictive. So it's harmful, and because it's addictive, it is even more harmful. Studies show quite clearly that cannabis, regular cannabis use causes irreversible brain damage.
Mm.
It causes brain shrinkage. It causes serious mental and psychiatric illnesses.
Mm.
So, whatever money that you make, some governments go down this route. We know in the West they've done it because they think, oh, well, we can tax the trade rather than having it underground. But they are finding that the amount of money they are spending on healthcare is now beginning to outstrip whatever tax benefits they're getting. And legalization is not such an easy route. And, there are people who say, oh, cannabis may have medical benefits. Look, if a pharma company is pushing cannabis on the basis that it has medical benefits, I will be very skeptical because they want to make money. If a reputable medical association says they need cannabis for medical use, then we will take it seriously. And in Singapore, we leave it to the doctors. If the doctors assess that the treatments are necessary for the recovery or for the patient, then we allow it. They can apply and we will consider and apply it. But I'll be careful when pharma companies are the ones who are pushing it, or NGOs which are financed by pharma companies.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood.
The opioid crisis in the US, to a large extent, has been unleashed by pharma companies after a quick buck. So if you look at the situation in Thailand, which you mentioned, cannabis was decriminalized on the 9th of June. It started appearing everywhere, toothpaste, cookies, popsicles, drinks. So the government got a bit concerned. The public were also concerned. So government made a U-turn. The governor of Bangkok then issued an order for all government schools in Bangkok to be cannabis-free. And smoking cannabis in public was banned. Sale to pregnant and breastfeeding mothers was banned, and so on. So they rushed to protect the minors and vulnerable part of the population. But I think maybe it wasn't so easy, because cannabis appeared everywhere, in cookies, as I said, in toothpaste, and everything that in drinks. Wherever you go, every side you turn, it is there. And how do vendors say, oh, you are a breastfeeding mother or you are a pregnant lady? It's not so easy, to enforce these rules. And we know, we assess Singaporeans, we do surveys. Singaporeans really don't want to be in that situation in Singapore.
So it is accurate to say that Singapore is not going down that path, and it's more towards, as you say, based on science and medical proof. At this present time, it's not something which Singaporeans would like to go down that path.
I will put it in three aspects. You look at science and research, it's quite clear that the effect is harmful, very damaging. And how does the Singapore government, if we want to be responsible to our people, how do we then recommend that it be available, right? Government policy must be to persuade our population that this is not good. Second, if you look at the population and the surveys, a large majority support the government's position.